I'm Estefani, and I'm here with a very special guest, our new head poly football, Coach Wilson. Today we will be discussing football coaching and what it means for players, school, poly alumni, and much more. So let's get started. So, how are you today?
I'm doing great. Happy to be here. Happy to have fun walking in, seeing a couple of people out in the hallways. It's a sweet deal. Love
Yes,
being here.
so we're very glad you're here with us today.
Oh yeah.
So, tell me, how did you decide to become a coach?
I was influenced by coaches that came before me. They gave so much to me, gave me an opportunity to become better than what I was using sports as a way to get out of my situation, so to speak. And so I've been blessed to play football on all three levels. So this was an opportunity to get back into coaching and to give back what I took away from the game. So I love it. Wouldn't want to do anything else. Didn't really feel like a job.
That's nice. What are some of your favorite sports, and if you could tell me why?
Favorite sports, obviously, football got to come up,
Yes.
got to come first. I love basketball. The moment NBA basketball, college basketball come on, I'm watching that every night. Um, Man, track, tennis, you can't miss me with sport. Anything that involves competition, including the esports, I'm all for it.
Oh, you
I love it.
yes,
I
the
love it.
competition and everything. And how can someone become a high school coach?
You have to go to college, get your degree. Once you get your degree, you get a chance to basically the whole education field is open. And you just apply to get a teaching job. They put you in a certification program, and you can hop right in and start teaching and coaching. It's especially great for people who financially it's a great deal, especially in Forward ISD. You can literally go to college, graduate, and walk out getting paid $62,000 with zero experience teaching in a classroom. The alternative, yeah. And so coaching, the stipends that come along with it, you could be making 70 plus $1,000 just doing this.
Wow, that's really
Exactly.
good.
Yeah, it's a good deal.
That's a little better than even teacher. Right.
It's a good deal.
Uh-huh. And how important how important would you say academics is for a student athlete?
It's number one. That's one of the things that I look to bring here is to tighten up the academics. You cannot be successful in the sports world without academics coming first. In college, they'll try to wake you up super early to go do the workouts at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. As soon as you're done with that, you got to hop right in that to academics for another 6, 7, 8 hours of the day before you do anything athletically inclined. So even professionally, the first thing you do is go to meetings for 8 hours. You're only on the field for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. So if you don't academically have your stuff together, you will not be successful in sport on no level.
Okay. But how important would you say that sports is like helps with academic?
Well,
You know?
it keeps you aligned. It keeps you disciplined. You have a guy like how I used to be a knucklehead elsewhere, and if the thing that I loved was sport. So if you take sport away from me and say the only way the only way you're gonna be able to get back to what you love is that you got to make sure this schoolwork is done. It got me right back on board.
It,
So
like an extra push,
yes,
keeps
yes,
you online.
it's the coach who doesn't speak. I'll put it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right? Like it doesn't need to tell you because you'll know.
you will know. Yes, ma'am.
And how can a coach encourage students like academic success, like individually, not like as in just the whole class?
So for me, it's this simple. You have to, in order to be a good dad, good mom, good aunt, uncle, grandparent, what have you, you have to know things. And you may not be able to get an A in this class, but if your best is a C in this class, if you're maxing out at that, that same thing is going to translate to being a good husband, being a good mother, being a good wife. Is I may not be the best at communicating in this particular area, but I'm trying. And if you can duplicate that in the classroom, it translates into life. It's just that we have to be able to teach you guys how to make that stuff kind of mesh together. For the longest, people hadn't been able to do that. So when you're speaking to a class academically, those are the things that you have to
Yeah.
enforce and infuse to kind of. Because I ain't gonna lie, a lot of this stuff sometimes you be like, I don't really know how this stuff relate, but it's up to us to show you how it
Yes.
relates.
Like right.
Yes.
Sometimes it depends like what teacher like how what they do to make you like actually want to pay attention in class.
Correct. Correct. Yes, ma'am. You got it.
And as far as coaching football, is winning everything, or how important is it to win?
To me, winning is everything, but not how it's been labeled. I'll explain. So if I can get you to win this play or just take the right step, we may lose the game or we may lose that down. But if you won in that moment, we win. Because overall, the concept of true winning and being a champion is understanding, accepting, and winning the details. So the overall picture may be like, well, we lost this game, but if we won in the details, the more times we practice those habits, then the outcome will change.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with being a good person. You don't just wake up being a good person in everything. You have to do the small things right.
Yeah.
Then overall, everybody will want to be like Miss Rico because Miss Rico is doing everything right. She didn't start out doing it that way, but little by little she did that. So winning is everything for me in that context. The scoreboard will be the scoreboard, but in just life, period, taking the right steps, doing the right things, that's everything.
No, I like that. Like it's more much of a bigger picture than
Yes,
what
ma'am.
people think as a small one.
Yes, ma'am. But we still want to win, though.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yes. I mean, it's like if you don't win at some you have to win just as much as you have to lose.
Yes.
Because if you lose too much, then you lose motivation. But if you win, then it keeps you going even if you fall.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And
And a lot of that's about timing as well. And I think that now is the right time, especially for all of poly athletics. It's time for us to take the step forward. We've taken a lot of time taking the small steps here, getting the details right in this area. No, now is go time. Now it's time for us to start putting it all together. So,
yes,
yeah.
well, we have you here, so
Yes,
hopefully
ma'am.
you'll be good for our school, and
Yes, ma'am.
hopefully you help motivate the kids.
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone
Absolutely.
here.
Absolutely.
And what do you do for your downtime or leisure time?
I love to read. You guys will see me around. I'll probably be sitting in the corner somewhere with a book, reading. I love to do that.
Oh, that's interesting. What type of books?
All kind of books. You can't miss me. I love like even watching movies. I don't watch movies for all of the theatrics. I like to listen to the script, so I can watch movies with no sound and I can read like the energy, or I could turn the movie on, turn the sound up, and not look at the movie and still be watching it because I can
You're
hear.
very like your imagination,
Yes.
visual.
Yes, because the artist, the writer is trying to convey a message. So I want to hear that message. I don't necessarily have to see the screen in order
Yes,
to do
because
it.
sometimes when you watch things like that portrays it away, rather if you just listen to it and let your mind do it for you.
Exactly. So that's why reading for me is it gives me that element to be able to understand and accept that it's no different than listening. You can be saying something to me, but what are you really saying?
Yeah.
Can I put my movie on pause long enough to hear yours?
Yeah, that's very nice because you would think a lot of players that play like sports, they're not really people that take their times to read. And that's really good, you know, because it shows like you're more than just playing.
Oh, absolutely. I've been blessed to be able to write books as well. One of my books,
really?
yes, ma'am. I won a Christian Literary Award in 2021 for one of my movies. So, not my movies, but for one of my books. I have my own publishing company.
Okay, that's good.
Yes, ma'am. So yeah, more than sport. More than sport. I love education. I love academics. I love that particular element. People just look at he played in the NFL. He played for the Cowboys, and they think that's it. No,
Yeah,
it's the
'cause
furthest thing.
They
from
always
the truth.
put you like they label you, right?
Yes.
And they put you in a category, but you're just a lot more than just that.
Yes, absolutely.
That's very inspiring.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
And what are your plans for the poly football team overall? Like,
To win and to win the right way, to improve the program as in terms of confidence and attitude first. The culture has to change, and that starts with me. I'm confident in what I do because I do the work, and I want my team to be a reflection of me. So you guys will be able to look out there. I'll be out on the field. Sometimes you'll see me with a helmet on. You may see me. I'm going to definitely be doing some one-on-ones with them, a lot of competition, and a lot of infusing the confidence. I want you guys to know if your parents believe that you are the best and they're raising the best, it's my job to ensure that, and it's my job to add to that. Not you just being an athlete or someone that come. No, 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 no. If they raising the best, I want to add to that, and it's time for us to show it. That's what I plan to bring to the football team.
Which help them build character.
Yes, our character
And
development
know
before.
who they are.
Correct. Before we even go out on the field, we're going to have character development pretty much as a class before we even step a foot out there on that field, because there are some things in that area I definitely want to improve. And I'll be bringing in different people from all around the DFW area and the country that I've been blessed to be connected with that can actually come in and share stories, and more so than anything, listen to people's stories. I don't think we listen to y'all enough. That's my honest opinion.
And even like I feel like people in general don't come talk to us enough.
Yeah.
To like for us to listen to their stories. You know, like it's
Correct.
sometimes just seeing things on TV like it gets you like, oh, but it's different when like real people actually come and inspire you, like lay some new information in your head.
Right. So how can someone say to you, I know you've heard this, oh, you guys are the future, right? But they're not listening to you. So you're trying to dictate from the past and the present and then tell you that you're the future, and I'm not even listening to you. So no, we're going to flip that. I want to know what you think, what you see, what do you think we can improve on, so that way we can fix this thing going forward. You'll be my neighbor. Why wouldn't I want to know what you think?
I like that, you know.
Why wouldn't I want to know what you think?
No, yes, because you get to know and build a relationship with them.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that's very good. And with all the wonderful options, why Poly? Because, you know, like, this is your first Fort Worth school, and you did say that you want to help Poly, but, like, there's so many options.
Yeah.
Like, why our school, you know?
Well, I'll begin by asking why not. That's first thing. Why not Poly? I'm a kid that comes from nothing. I come from a broken family. I come from a broken home. Grew up in a house with no running water. Lived in a trailer house. I was what some would consider trailer park trash. Any type of superlative you could put on it. Lived in a van with my mom and my two brothers before. I was the kid that was a knucklehead that got kicked out of athletics and all of that stuff. I've been offered opportunities by all kind of different people, schools, colleges, professional. Those things don't move me. What moves me is the challenge. Poly is a challenge. That's why Poly. When I looked at all of the different schools, this was the one that I heard people say, oh, well, it's impossible and you shouldn't go to Poly. You should be able to go over here and go over there. I'll tell you straight up, and to you guys as well. I think the people who are afraid of a challenge and the ones that say something is impossible lie to themselves. Because in order to use the word impossible, you got to split it, and it says I am, which means I'm possible. So if I'm possible, how can something be impossible? It's the same word. It just depends on where you break it. So with coming to Poly, success can be done here. It just depends on where you break the line. So I've already talked to the football guys, and the first thing I ask, again, and listen, so what do you want? They say discipline. I'm a disciplinarian. Well, we want to make sure that we're showing up and being on time and doing all of these things. Well, these are the things that I do best. So when someone asks me why Poly, it's because I'm trying to help someone that's like me and trying to get them to be better than what it is they see me as. The Baylor, the NFL stuff and all that stuff is great, but those are things I did. That's not who I am. The conversation we're having, this is really who I am. I don't have to prep or prepare for this. So why not take what I've been blessed to have and to give and give it away for you? So you can take it and run with it, because I didn't have that.
No, yes. And I really love your way of thinking, because personally that's what I've always thought. Like, for me, it's like success comes with coming back to my community and building it back up, you know?
Absolutely, yeah.
So it's not just like all the big everything, and it could actually be like where I came from can be that too, you know?
Yeah.
It's very nice.
Yeah, you're blessed to bless others. When you realize that the actual blessing that you're giving away is you, your whole thought process will change. It'll no longer be about me, 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 me. It'll be, okay, I'm going to be able to give back to me through others. So when you do it that way, you understand like, oh, snap, my impact is much greater than I realize. And by that time, you realize that you've done all of this stuff. Like, oh, snap, all of these different people are impacted by me.
Right.
You've already changed people's minds and thoughts. So that's why Poly. I'm here to do that, and we're going to get it done.
We are.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. And is there anything else you would like to say or add?
I love you
First,
guys. You're going to hear me saying that to you a lot. I don't have to know you in order to love you. It's just that if you live in love and you lead with love, then the only thing that you can get back is that even when they try to throw hatred or I don't really know how to take this guy, your energy will change because what you're giving away is real. So I'm just point blank telling you off the rip. If that makes you feel some type of way, good. If it don't make you feel no type of way, good. I love you regardless.
yes. You know, you're up for a challenge, but sometimes people put like a hard wall,
Yeah.
and you just need to break it.
Yeah,
And,
absolutely.
And I'm sure you'll break a lot of walls
Yes,
down here
ma'am.
at Poly.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, well, and that's for our talk show. Thank you, Coach Wilson, for joining us here on our Good Day Poly Show special edition.
All right.